Hello and welcome to this video today. I am so excited about March 1st. We are finally in the month of March and we are finally here and we have arrived and it feels like spring already, even though we have the spring equinox coming up on like the 21st of March. So we're about 20 days away from the first day of spring. Yay! And I just wanted to really hop on and talk about how pivotal this month is, how incredibly important it is in terms of energy, in terms of the amplification of energy. There was for me, a very kind of strange energy kind of going on yesterday. I felt really tired and I felt really, it was just like I had to do major clearing for myself to get myself back up. It was almost like the last day of February was like this like final push or like final purge to push some heaviness out of myself and of my energy. And so I did that. And I really tried to be honoring. I was super trying to push myself initially to like work and to be productive and get stuff done. But then I realized I just didn't have it to get things done. And I really didn't have it in me to just push. Even through my meditation, like I fell asleep, literally, like my head started bobbing. So I just kind of went with it. And I'm really learning how crucial it is and how important it is for us to just honor our rhythm and honor how we are feeling in any given moment and to go with that flow, not the flow of what other people want to dictate for us, or not the flow of what, our ego mind tells us that we should be doing, could be doing, but really just going with the actual flow of how you feel. And when you feel like crap, you have to really push yourself to bring yourself back up and like ask yourself, what within me is not good right now, or what's going on, like why am I feeling so tired, or why am I feeling the way I'm feeling. And once I checked in and once I really gave myself that time and I scanned myself, then I realized I was like, wow, there was just like a lot of heaviness, a lot of different things going on. I'm just gonna push that out a little bit. There we go. So there was just a lot of different things going on energetically that were really disruptive and really almost like a cloud over my head. It was like the most bizarre thing. Again, I did have some interactions with some people the day before, and I just find my sensitivity is like freaking through the roof, man. Like I'm so incredibly sensitive. There's so much constantly going on energetically with other people, and I feel like there's so much like purging and so much upgrading that's also happening for other people. And as they're going through that upgrade, if you're sensitive, you may feel that. You might feel and notice how others are extremely low vibe. Like I full on had that feeling when I was talking or coaching someone the other night, and it was a young lady, and I was just kind of blown away by how low she was vibrationally, and there was so much of other people's energy actually in her field that was causing her to feel that low, which I was picking up on. So it's just this huge like aha moment about mindfulness, about protecting our energy and making sure that we bubble up and we don't absorb and take on other people's stuff, because it can like knock you on your ass and it can really knock you out for, a whole day. Like my entire day yesterday was kind of a write-off. I really wasn't able to just step up. I really couldn't do the things that I knew I needed to do because I didn't have the energy to do them. So, and be very mindful. There's a lot of energy vampires out there. And I've mentioned this in previous videos before too, of like how certain people, they're just in a constant low state mentally, like they're always having negative thoughts and they're super pessimistic and whatever, and that causes their energy to drop significantly. And then those people are always seeking out other people for validation. They're constantly seeking out other people actually for their energy, and then they become energy vampires, and sometimes knowingly and sometimes completely subconsciously. They don't realize that they're actually sucking other people's energy dry just by being around them, because anyone who is more elevated and they're on a lower end of the scale, they're naturally going to start drawing from that person. So very important thing to be mindful of. Like I always tell people, energy and being mindful of energy and understanding how all of this works, understanding that we're all in an energetic soup is going to be super important moving into the future, because it is the way of the future. So that being said, I wanted to share a little prayer that I wrote down yesterday. that I feel would be a really, really great, powerful tool for people to use all of this month, actually. Between March 1st and March 14th, we have this absolute beautiful amplification of love energy. Venus is playing a role, Jupiter's playing a role. There's many planets playing a role in this and coming together in a beautiful, harmonious way that is just so amplified. It's so charged up with so much light. And to harness that light, to be able to use it to your advantage, it's so important to get into that proper alignment. And remember, I was talking earlier about people having really like pessimistic thoughts and really like negative, low vibe feelings and thoughts within themselves all the time. That's the stuff that has to like stop now. It has to stop now. If you want to maximize this energy, if you want to really use it to your advantage, if you want spirit to propel you in ways that you have never been propelled before, and if you want spirit to bring things into your life that perhaps you have never had in your life before, then now is not the time to be pessimistic. And actually, the more that you can align yourself to love and to trust, like just trust. And I know sometimes that can be the most difficult thing to do, but to really honestly trust spirit that you are being guided, that you are constantly being shown the way if you just pay attention and if you align yourself to that trust and if you align yourself to your own truth, right? I talk a lot to people about like marching to the beat of your own drum. You have to start doing that. Like just go for it and don't be afraid and surrender and let go and allow yourself to just really do the things that are good for you. Do the things that make your heart sing, not somebody else's, but your heart sing, you know, because the more that you align to your own truth and to your own energy, the more that spirit can actually lift you, because they're saying that person's authentic. Let's boost them. Let's help them. This is how energy works. This is how spirit works. So the more that you can align to that, to your authenticity, to your vulnerability, to who you are as a human being, then you're just going to get so much help. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I say this because I see it in my own life. I see the support that I have and I see the trust that I have towards spirit. And, you know, my ego does come in. Yes, of course. It's not like I'm void of ego, right? My ego does come in sometimes and tries to sabotage that and tries to convince me, you know, otherwise with like negative thoughts and different things that are not at all what I desire in my life to accomplish. But that is the test. That is the challenge. Can you override your own ego? Can you override the fear? And fear, oh my God, let's just talk about fear for 1 second before I get into this prayer. Fear is just such an incredibly huge illusion. And it took me so long to recognize that. It took me so long to realize how fear is just, it's our own mental prison. It's our own inability to see the bigger picture, to see the full picture, right? And when fear is out of the way, when you can finally overcome your ego and say, no, I'm not going to keep caving and I'm not going to keep giving into those fearful thoughts and those fearful feelings, when you can overcome that part of yourself, that's when life truly opens up for you. Because I listen to a lot of Abraham Hicks videos and stuff like that. And when I listen to these videos, I always seem to get the same message, repeatedly over and over from them, which is that to align to your own vortex, to align to your own self, you must absolutely trust spirit. You must believe wholeheartedly that you are, good and that you are meant for good and that spirit wants nothing more than good for you. And she talks so much about how to manifest and how to come into alignment, with yourself and with your truth. And the more I practice that, the more I can recognize that it really does work. And this is truly how manifestation works. If I'm fearful, then I'm going to manifest those fearful thoughts and those fearful experiences that I'm thinking about. And when I'm positive and I focus, and I not just focus, but believe, wholeheartedly believe in my own power to create something amazing in my life, then that's what gets amplified. And it really happens. And spirit keeps giving me proof and keeps showing me in different ways, yeah, girl, you're on the right track. You're doing this. And it's so wonderful, and it really took time. It took time for me to get here. It took time for me to realize, because fear is such an innate program, I think, in most of us. It's like as soon as we're born, our parents start to go, oh, be careful, right? It's like they start to instill fear within us in all kinds of different ways from the time we're literally barely even crawling, right? And then it only gets worse as you get older, right? The older you get, the more fear and the more blah, 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 blah that parents, tend to plant in our minds as different toxic seeds. And it's all stems from their fears, right? It's all their bullshit, basically, that they project onto us and then they instill into us. And, if you don't recognize that once you become an adult, and if you don't change that, then you're going to have a really difficult time throughout your life. You're just going to constantly play small, and you're going to constantly keep yourself small because you're not going to have the courage to leap beyond what you know to be true, beyond what you have experienced up until that point, right? It really takes a lot of courage to be able to step outside of your comfort zone. This, for me, was a massive stepping outside of my comfort zone. I was a clinic owner for like 10 years. That was kind of my comfort zone. That was what I was used to doing. And working with people and doing a ton of one-on-one and that kind of stuff. That was my comfort zone for the longest time. But then Spirit showed me, like, God, there's more. Like, there's so much more. And if you just are willing to leap outside of that comfort zone, then you will see and you'll experience how much more there actually is for you and available to you. So that being said, I want to get into this prayer that I wrote down yesterday, because at least I had a little bit of energy to write a couple things down. So I still tried pushing through my exhaustion and just kind of where I was yesterday. So this is a prayer that you can really use first thing in the morning, actually. That was my intention when I wrote it, was that this prayer is meant to be said in the morning. But really, you can say it absolutely any time that you like, or that you feel called to, or that you just want to connect to Spirit. So the prayer is, Dear Spirit, thank you for the strength and courage you fill me with to face another day. Please guide my day to be in alignment with my highest good and the highest good of all that I encounter today. Amen. It's short, it is simple, but it kind of, to me, feels pretty encompassing. Again, it's just a great way. It's like a great mantra. It's a great way to start your day, because it just, again, opens you up. It eliminates fear. It puts you into a state of receiving. You're already expressing gratitude for the day that is ahead of you, and you're asking to be in alignment with your highest good. Meaning a day without bullshit. And sometimes, the bullshit needs to come in, because that is a part of our highest good. So tests, challenges, are usually exactly that. Tests and challenges, and they're hard and they're difficult. But many times those tests and those challenges are for our highest good, because it's like they're meant to show us something. They're meant to teach us something that perhaps we weren't seeing clearly. And a lot of times I find, like I expressed in a video, in Monday's video, actually, like for me, there was a massive process of letting a family member go who was extremely toxic, who was constantly perpetuating, sorrow and victim mode and all of that shit. And it was just, I had to recognize, we're trained from the time that we're little to believe, and we are taught to believe, that family is everything, and that family, blood is thicker than water. They always say that, right? And it's like, you know what? Not always. And that is not a complete truth, in my opinion, because oftentimes the people that hurt us the most, our family, are the people that are closest to us. And we have to recognize that certain people are in our life for a reason, and they're in our life to be that test, to be that karma, to be that individual who, will constantly perhaps put us down, or will constantly do certain negative things that will kind of trigger us, or that is meant to trigger our awakening, our growth. It's meant to show us how we can overcome that, and how we shouldn't give power to other people to that capacity. And power was like a huge thing for me too, growing up. I always felt like I needed to give my power to my parents and that they always knew better than I did. And that was something that I realized actually once I hit my like 30s. And now that I'm 40, I realized that's absolutely not true. That is absolutely not true, because the person that knows what is for my best and what is for my highest good is actually spirit and myself. And the way that I can get that guidance is through connecting to spirit, is through meditation, is through connecting to my own intuition and trusting my own gut feelings and trusting my own guidance, my own internal guidance. And when I do connect and when I do go into meditation, it is actually always my higher self that is speaking to me. So it's like spirit speaks to me through my higher self. There we go. And that connection now is so valuable to me that it's not even like I really can't I just really can't kind of take in other people's opinions and stuff about me anymore. And it's not to say that I reject it, like I'll listen to their opinions and whatnot, but now there's such a strong like filter that information goes through. I can't just take it, word for word, and I can't just accept it as they present it to me. So now it's no. Thanks for your opinion and blah blah blah, and now I'll check in with myself and I'll see what my higher self has to say. And that's actually the way I believe everyone should be functioning. Is we all have opinions, right? And we're all entitled to our opinions, and we should all share our opinions, if it is appropriate to share. Hopefully it's positive, because a lot of times negative opinions are not necessarily, they say constructive criticism. Well, sometimes people just, it's not constructive. They just want to criticize. So for their shortcomings or for whatever their issues are. But, trusting yourself, trusting what your gut tells you to do is the way forward, is the way to really actually experience even all of the energy and everything that's here and present for us right now, like right now, from this moment, from today. The alignments and everything that's here is truly going to propel us into a beautiful, beautiful future. Ride this wave, guys. Don't let negativity, don't let other people's negative opinions and projections and bullshit filter out the good and prevent it from coming into your life. Like, this is a time to trust, and this is like radical acceptance, man. Like, really just see people for who they are, accept them for who they are, and decide for yourself, is this something that I want to keep allowing into my life, or is this something that I need to push out so that I can really move forward, right? Assess that, because if you don't, then unfortunately you're not going to be able to really take advantage of this energy. You're not going to be able to rise to your own capabilities of what you can accomplish in this lifetime. And so many of us are, like I said, trapped in this tiny little comfort zone, a comfort zone that actually was kind of built up largely by our families and other people's opinions, right? So how can I bust out of that comfort zone and do something bold and daring and brave and courageous, something that I've never done before, something that I'm just, willing to go for it and try. Why? Because my heart's telling me to, because my soul is like calling me to do this thing, because I just feel so excited when I think about doing this thing. That is how you're going to really manifest the life of your dreams, not by staying small, not by listening to other people's opinions, and certainly not by allowing fear to get in the way to trap you into your tiny ass little comfort zone that will always, always prevent you from growth. So that's my message for this beautiful first day of March. I am so, so excited for this month. I'm so, so excited for this energy. I hope you guys are too. And like I said, take advantage, detox. Actually, that was another huge message I got this morning, was like, Kat, stop with freaking Tim Hortons coffee and get on it, man. Detox and drink your juices and do better when it comes to your diet, and actually having a better routine, making sure you're getting up earlier, push yourself to do these things, because it's really, really going to pay off. So that's my message, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you find this content useful, helpful. Definitely share it with other people that you think might need to hear this message too. Some people just need a little, swift kick in the ass, and I'm happy to deliver that. So thanks again for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.